All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So right now we're using the Apple Vision Pro to cover the crypto news for today. And what I'm going to be talking about is what's going on in the markets for XRP holders, for Bitcoin holders, Ethereum holders. We got the monitor right up here connected to my MacBook Pro, and it's really cool because I can simply look, pinch, and I can move this around anywhere in this office. And over the past few days, I've been working on a fully immersive breakdown and review of this product so you guys can see how much better these videos are going to be getting and how I'm going to redesign my entire office space, which is a absolute mess right now. So, you know, the beeping was this water bottle right here. So you guys are going to get to see more in terms of my point of view on what I'm seeing every single day. So these videos can be more dynamic. So if you like that, give this video a like. If you like seeing content like this and you want to see some crazy stuff like me putting the videos out here on the balcony and increasing the size to be the size of a movie theater projector screen where I can give you up close views of what's happening right here on the charts for crypto as we analyze different altcoin projects so you can be able to become the first millionaire in your family tree, then go ahead and give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment 777 below if you're feeling blessed, if you're feeling bullish. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So here we are in my home office right here, looking at coinmarketcap.com. We got TradingView up over here. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be running through the news with you guys over the next few minutes and showing you exactly what's happening in the world of crypto right now. So this headset is pretty crazy, man. I mean, I can do a lot of different stuff with this. I'm recording from the computer right here. So you guys are going to see some pretty dynamic videos over the next few weeks. And when we look at the crypto market right now, sitting at a total of $196 trillion with Bitcoin sitting upwards of $52,000, Solana's at $107, XRP at 56 cents. I want to share with you what's going to be taking place next on the charts. We're going to be diving into TradingView, and I'm going to show you guys the total 2 crypto market cap. I'm also going to be showing you guys XRP's price chart and what I expect to happen next based on the psychology of a market cycle when we talk about XRP compared to Ethereum, and show you guys XRP's price chart and all this good stuff. So first and foremost, the number one thing that I want you to do right now is subscribe to the channel for content like this, and go to the link in the description below to join our private Telegram group. We just passed 10,000 members, so I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You know, these videos are about to get a lot crazier, man. And I would love to see you in this Telegram group. We post the breaking information here first, our top altcoin picks, all of that good stuff that you're going to absolutely love. So the first thing I want to do is play this clip right here with Brad Garlickhouse, the CEO of Ripple, and he's touching on their legal victory with the SEC, the global regulatory landscape, ETFs for digital assets, and Ripple's acquisition of Standard Custody and Medico. Check this out.
Well, look, I think for whatever reason, the SEC decided to make Ripple their first major case around this. And look, the reality prior to the case, we had been advocating for more clarity around the rules and regulations. And the good news has been other countries around the world have leaned into that and codified what should the rules and regulations, what's unique about crypto that needs to be changed. The SEC, frankly, has just hired more litigation that, you know, what we call regulation through enforcement, and really just started suing lots of people. And what's unfortunate is they have lost consistently. They lost the Ripple case on everything they cared about. I mean, even the soundbite you just had up, your Chair Gensler is saying that a lot of these are securities. What the courts have said in the cases they have brought, and certainly the case with Ripple and the token XRP, the court determined that XRP is not in and of itself a security.
When do you think that this will finally no longer be an overhang for you guys? You're one of many companies that are fighting the SEC at this point in time, but when can you call this an all clear? And do you think that this will make it so far as to reach higher courts?
Well, hard to predict whether it's going to reach higher courts. On everything we cared about, we won against the SEC. Will the SEC appeal and move it up the courts? We'll see. They sought approval to do what's called an interlocutory appeal. The courts denied that also. The case against me personally and Chris Larson personally was dismissed entirely with prejudice. So, look, from my point of view, the SEC has lost consistently. They lost the Grayscale case. I think if you're following the Coinbase case, that the tone from the judge is, I think, pretty skeptical about some of the SEC's arguments. It stops, I think, when the SEC either realizes they're losing consistently, or you have Congress lean in and write new legislation. That's probably going to be hard in an election year. Maybe we'll see legislation around stablecoins this year, but I'm hopeful and we'll continue to advocate in Washington.
Well, you mentioned the Grayscale case, Brad, and it's Kaylee in Washington. Obviously, that was pretty instrumental in ultimately the SEC granting approval to not just Grayscale's conversion to a spot ETF, GBTC, that is, but spot Bitcoin ETFs more broadly. I'm sure you've seen there's buzz out there about potentially an XRP ETF being in the future. What do you make of that speculation?
Well, Kaylee, good to see you. I think it only makes sense there will be other ETFs. It's a little like, the earliest days of the stock market. You don't really want exposure to one stock or one company. You want to typically think about diversifying risk and what have you. And so I think we will see other ETFs. When we will see them is hard to predict. The sad reality of what we saw with the Bitcoin ETF is it was only because the courts forced the SEC's hand, and really Chair Gensler's hand, that we saw that finally come to fruition. And look, in my opinion, it makes these markets safer. It makes them more robust. And so this is good for the investment community to kind of lean into that.
So you would welcome an XRP ETF then?
We would certainly welcome it, and I think it's inevitable that there'll be, multiple ETFs around different tokens. And I think you'll even see ETFs potentially around baskets that also, I think, further diversify that risk.
Given there's so much excitement around the ETF dynamic here, are you in talks with the largest issuers, particularly BlackRock, to get this done?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. I know BlackRock has said some things publicly. We think it makes sense for the XRP community overall. Ripple obviously is a very important stakeholder in the XRP ecosystem, but we're not the only player. And look, we've seen, before the SEC lawsuit, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset. I think because of the headwinds of that lawsuit, we've now seen that largely abate. But the long-term view on these things is about, how do you create utility and really solve real-world problems with these different digital assets? Bitcoin's doing that very well as a store of value. XRP and its dynamics around being very fast, very efficient, and low cost on a per transaction basis makes it ideal for payments. And that's where Ripple really has leaned into as a company.
Well, let's talk about where else Ripple is leaning in. You've recently acquired Standard Custody. What is that going to do for your company?
Well, look, we think there's some basic building blocks around crypto that are important to make crypto successful. Custody is an important part of that. For institutions to be able to custody both their own as well as their customers' digital assets, we think is very important. We've made 2 acquisitions over the last year in this space. One was a company in Switzerland, and then more recently, the Standard Custody. Standard Custody in particular has a trust license here in New York, which also makes it very valuable. Everything we have done at Ripple is compliant first. And I think this year, 2024, with FTX behind us, with some of the Binance dynamics largely behind us, I think has to be a compliant first mindset for all of the crypto industry.
How far can your foray into custody really go? You think about what's happening with Coinbase and its role in custody when it comes to these ETFs. How do you envision your role in custody expanding over time?
Well, look, it's a pretty fragmented market today. Coinbase is a player. You have 5 or 10 players that have small pieces of market share. We already have signed up with Ripple's custody solution, HSBC. We have BBVA, a leading partner of ours called Zodia. So, we feel very good about the momentum we have to kind of the larger banking infrastructure. But we also intend to compete at a more regional financial institutions, as well as with some corporates who are starting to look at custodying their own crypto also.
Brad, as we have this conversation with you, Nikki Haley, the Republican presidential candidate, is giving a state of the race speech in South Carolina with that primary just days away. She says she's not going anywhere. She has no plans to quit the race. But just a few weeks ago on this show, Tim Draper, of course, a pretty prominent Bitcoin investor, was talking about what kind of president she could be, what she could do for innovation like digital assets. And I just wonder, as Ripple is looking ahead to 2024, how consequential do you think ultimately who's in the White House, what the composition of Congress could look like as well down the ballot will be in deciding the future of digital assets? Is there anyone you would support?
Well, look, at the most macro level, I think it's incredibly important that the U.S. regain a leadership position around crypto regulation. We are a laggard. We are behind other major countries like the UK. I mean, the European Union as a 27-country membership is ahead of us. They've gotten 27 countries to agree to things that we as one country can't get our arms around. So I think it's very important. Over 20% of the U.S. population already has direct or indirect exposure to crypto, and so it only makes sense that it's an issue. As you probably know, Ripple, Andreessen Horowitz, and Coinbase put together a super PAC, and we've each put $25 million behind it to support candidates that are pro-crypto and pro-constructive regulation and engagement, really being pro-innovation but protecting consumers at the same time. I think that for a lot of politicians, crypto has become a soundbite where they don't really understand how crypto works, and they say things that actually don't even back up with facts. So, you know, I do think it's a campaign issue. Ripple has leaned into that. I personally, you know, my donations are bipartisan, but certainly pro-crypto, and that'll continue to be the case. I'll even highlight just today, John Deaton, a very prominent pro-crypto guy, announced he's running against Elizabeth Warren. So I think you're going to continue to see that. Correct.
So with that said, also we know that Elizabeth Warren is trying to make the crypto industries a regulation around AML laws and KYC laws more akin to that of banking. Is this something a lot of the crypto industry has been very upset about? Is this something you're actively fighting?
Oh, no. On the contrary. I mean, I would actually argue that Elizabeth Warren has it wrong. I mean, if you sign up on Coinbase, you have to get KYC, know your customer. You have to go through a verification process of providing your licenses, and they do that verification. And as I said before, the vast, vast, vast majority of people who are in the crypto industry are good actors who want to play by the rules. We need to know what those rules are sometimes. But the KYC and AML are not rules that are confusing, and I find that the vast majority of the industry players are already leaning into that. I think Elizabeth Warren wants us to believe that those are things that somehow crypto is circumventing, but that's not the real world.
All right, let me know you guys' thoughts on that. So for now, let's bring this screen over here and let's talk about what's happening on the XRP price chart. Because with all the good news taking place for the partnerships for XRP, the price is still sitting just at 55 or 56 cents, pissing a lot of people off. So what we can see right here is this downward trending resistance line right here. If we look all the way back from about the 12th of July of 2023, this downward trending resistance has been rejected from multiple times, you know, right here in November, right here in December. You guys can see multiple periods. And right now we're getting rejected from it again on the 20th of February. And so if we keep getting rejected from this, the support to the downside is where we were rejected at from multiple points right here. And that would be roughly around 49.50 cents for XRP. So over the next few, you know, weeks, leading into like March or even April, you know, people are expecting a big breakout to take place for XRP at some point, and we need to zoom out on the macro and compare XRP to another project that is currently seeing the inflow of revenue right now to know what's going to happen next for XRP to the US dollar price chart, right? Because we're on the daily here and the RSI is sitting at 58. So to give a key idea on what's going to happen next for XRP, and the reason why I'm more bullish on XRP than ever before is I shared this in one of the previous videos. You know, we are in this falling wedge on the relative strength index right here, where you guys can see this downward trending resistance in yellow. You see this downward trending support in yellow coiling up to form a wedge, and then we sprung out of the wedge and we broke out of here, and sure enough, we bounced from 49 cents upwards of 57 cents. And let me explain what's about to happen next. So we're going to go over here, we're going to click connect, we're going to move this screen right here out of the way. We'll just put it up on that wall, and we'll bring this screen right in front of us right here. And this is the total 2 crypto market cap. And so this is all altcoins excluding Bitcoin. So every single cryptocurrency on the market right now. And as you can see, we're at $899 billion, almost 900 billion. We broke above this resistance right here from the 11th of January. And as long as we can hold roughly $850 billion, which was support all the way back here, the next stop is somewhere within this zone right here around $1 trillion that we're going to work our way up into the hope stage. Because if we go all the way back to the last bull run, it's very, very similar that you guys can see. You know, during that DeFi summer, we saw this massive accumulation period for the altcoin market through this entire phase right here where it struggled to break, you know, through the price tag of, or not the price tag, the market cap of $140 billion. Once we broke that right here on the 13th of August of 2020, we bobbled around within this range for a period of time, but then we broke out into what we call the hope stage for the psychology of a market cycle right here. This was hope that a recovery is possible between, you know, $172 billion to $234 billion, because we were retesting this previous range right here, which was the complacency stage at the dead cat bounce. Now, once we broke through that, you know, we were in full-blown belief, and then, you know, you saw optimism, thrill, euphoria happen. Hold on, I'm still getting used to this headset right here. Like through these stages right here, where it's just massive green candles to the upside and working our way up the whole time, where we didn't even back test this previous resistance right here at $230 billion. And so that's about to happen next for the altcoin market. And you guys need to be ready for this. And so I know a lot of people right now, you know, they're freaking out, they're pissed off, they're mad that XRP isn't doing anything. And when they're not looking at charts like this, and they're not seeing what's about to happen next, because sure, we could come back down, you know, we could back test. Like, let's say we work our way up here and then we see a correction to come and back test $845 billion. And then we work our way out of here after post Bitcoin's halving and do something similar to this and grind our way up. Eventually, we're going to see a massive breakout to the upside for the total altcoin market cap. And eventually we're going to pass the all-time high up here of roughly what looks like $170 billion. Now, for XRP, what does this mean for XRP? Because in order for XRP to grow, the whole altcoin market cap needs to keep going up. You know, if we see altcoins pull back, XRP is going to bleed out. But one altcoin that people are excited about right now is Ethereum. So let me go ahead and bring this over here. Let me show you guys what's happening right now with XRP to the Ethereum price chart. So when I click connect, we'll be back in action right here. So you can see the psychology of a market cycle that I can literally take and bring up on the screen right here to give you guys a much closer look at, to where you can see the emotions that everyone goes through when they are trading in the markets right here. So for example, you know, disbelief is this rally will fail like others. And so for example, if we look at the chart right here, well, where's the disbelief rally? You know, that was all the way back the prior cycle. So when we look back to 2017 and we look at disbelief right here, we were working our way into that next rally when we were at like 0.005 going into trying to get to at least 1 penny for XRP. And XRP broke out and went upwards of $3 and some odd cents compared to Ethereum. It completely outperformed Ethereum. And we were all the way up here on the XRP to the ETH price chart. Now, sure enough, we were in euphoria stage right here. So you guys can clearly see the hope, optimism, belief, thrill, and euphoria as we worked our way all the way up here on the price chart. Now, once we hit euphoria, that's when XRP's price chart to the US dollar was all the way over here. And you could see the price rallied all the way up to like $3+ all the way here. Now on Ethereum's price chart, if we go back here and we click connect, that's when we were all the way up here for this rally where XRP was drastically outperforming Ethereum. And so when we see these complacency stage right here, you know, you can see the complacency all the way up here, and then you can see like anxiety happening through this phase. You can see denial happening like right around here. You could see panic taking place all through this phase right here, capitulation down here. People are angry on December of 2021 because as you can see, XRP went from $1 all the way down to 50 something cents and then just slowly bled out from there all the way down to like 27 cents down here by June of 2022 near the bear market bottom for Bitcoin. So based on the psychology of a market cycle right here, when is the best time to buy? When is the best time to sell? Well, I'm not going to tell you when to buy or sell. No financial advice. It's all educational material only, and that's why you guys subscribe to the channel and watch videos like this. However, the best time to buy or sell based on this is when there's the most amount of depression or anger is the best time to back up the truck and buy, right? When there's the most amount of euphoria, thrill, or complacency, that's the best time to sell. So when we look at the chart right here, are we at the most amount of euphoria, complacency, or thrill like this, or are we at the most amount of anger or depression like this? To me, this looks like we're literally right here. Like if we look at this, it looks like we're right here at the last final shakeout event before we start working out for XRP to the Ethereum price chart to go into the disbelief rally on the next stage, where once XRP starts to rally, people are going to think it's a sucker's rally. Now, here's the thing, okay? Does that mean that we're going to go up right after this? Not necessarily. I mean, we could hang out down here for a while, but one thing we can look at is the indicators. For example, the RSI right here, Relative Strength Index, shows how oversold or overbought we are compared to the past. Now, when we look at this, and I move myself with my Vision Pro over here above this so you can see this, the RSI is at 27.26. And if you guys watched my previous videos, I've explained to you how whenever we're below 30, generally we're oversold compared to the past. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to go up right away when we're below 30, because as you can see several times back here, you know, we dropped down and then we rallied up, but then we dropped further. But it does mean that a rally is coming around the horizon, because as you can see right here on the 10th, on March, like 24th of February 2020 to March of 2020, you know, we rallied up, and compared to Ethereum underperformed compared to XRP. and XRP rallied up like 43% in comparison to Ethereum. So it does mean that a rally is coming relatively soon, but a massive breakout for XRP might take an extended period of time until the lawsuit comes to a complete closure, because Ripple still needs to pay, a certain dollar amount that they need to decide on for how much they made selling XRP to institutional clients and all of that. But one thing that I am watching on the price chart right here is you see this support back from November right here, the 22nd of November of 2021, and also on the 9th of May of 2022, XRP could bleed out to Ethereum a little bit more, and the RSI could drop down a little bit further down to this support. We might even go a little bit below that, but eventually I would expect XRP to spring up relative to Ethereum, and then for us to eventually work our way out of disbelief into hope, optimism, belief, thrill, and euphoria going into 2025. So for people to say XRP is a bad buy right now, they haven't even looked at the chart. They're not even paying attention to this. They're just watching the gossip on Twitter, and they're seeing what a lot of people have to say that's negative, when in reality, the utility and the partnerships that are taking place is absolutely insane. Ito Farina posted this on Twitter saying Russia and the XRP ledger, according to the Russian government, Ripple's blockchain has been chosen and preferred among other blockchains for storing KYC and cross-border payments. You could see foreign and Russian experience of blockchain digitization by central banks, financial and technology companies. And right here, if we go to the next slide, you'll see the process of KYC for enterprises requires authentication and authorization of key persons who sign on behalf of the company, organizational structure, and direct shareholders of the company. Concluded that according to Russian government, Ripple blockchain has been chosen and preferred among other blockchains for storing KYC data and cross-border settlements. So the XRP ledger, guys. So do you think that with all of this news taking place and XRP's price just still hanging out here, that XRP is just going to do nothing? Or do you think that there's a much bigger reason for why XRP's price hasn't done something? People are saying it's price suppression so that Ripple doesn't necessarily have to pay a larger fee. And then finally, once the lawsuit is settled and Ripple's paid the fee, then XRP's price is going to be free from some constraints. What are your guys' thoughts on that? My thoughts on it is I like to look at the facts. I don't like to think about too much conspiracy theories of price suppression or what's happening. And I like to look at the charts, the psychology of a market cycle. I like to see where people's emotions are at any given moment. And I like to get out when everyone thinks they're a genius and we're all going to be rich, because it's easy to make money going from disbelief to euphoria in the crypto markets. For example, if you would have bought any of the projects on the top 10, you would have made money back when Bitcoin was just about to break out. For example, if we go back here and we click connect, if you would have bought any single altcoin or cryptocurrency back here in October of 2023, before this breakout, you would have made money. When one altcoin breaks out, like Ethereum or Solana or Chainlink or Cardano or Avalanche, they all start to break out. And when one goes down, they all start to go down. Now, sure, it's relative, meaning one can take off a little bit more. Like, for example, Cardano's been rallying over the past 7 days, whereas Avalanche is down 3.6%. Cardano's up 13%. Tron's up 9%. Chainlink is down 2%. So a lot of people could say Tron's better than Chainlink because Tron's up 9%, Chainlink's down 2%. When in reality, Chainlink is going to be around a lot longer than Tron will be. And Chainlink had its moment and now it's cooling off for a little bit. And so, for example, another cryptocurrency that will have its moment that hasn't been doing too much, recently is Dogecoin. Now, personally, I don't hold that much Dogecoin. Quick disclaimer, I do hold some, but it's not that much compared to other projects that I'm bullish on. But when you look at this chart right here, let's just compare to this and let's see where we're at. So when we pull up the chart, I can't do the pinch and zoom on this, but I can on this because it's a different browser compared to my my MacBook Pro display here. But when we look at the chart, what do you guys see for Dogecoin compared to the psychology of a market cycle? Well, to me, it looks like we've already gone through euphoria. We've already gone through euphoria all the way up here. Complacency was during this stage right around here. And then we saw this support right here. We broke support. We go into anxiety. When we break the complacency support, like right here on the 19th of July of 2021, also the 21st of September 2021, when we break this, which was roughly 21 cents, we start to go down to 17, 14 cents, and then like 11 cents. That's when we start seeing like anxiety, denial, and panic take place. And then when we start going down here, that's where capitulation hits when we go down to 5 cents. Right? So once we hit 5 cents, we're in capitulation and anger, and then anger takes an extended period of time. As you can see, to go from 5 cents was June 13th of 2022, and we stayed at this level and bobbled around for a little bit until October of 2023, so for about a year in this stage, and then we start breaking out from depression. When everyone is thinking my retirement money is lost, how can we pay for all this new stuff? I'm an idiot. That's when you want to get into the markets, right? It's common sense. I mean, I'm not sharing anything that's rocket science here. I'm showing you a different perspective from this crazy, ridiculous Apple headset here while I'm wearing my hat, so you don't have to see my 5 head on top of my forehead here. But we're at 8 cents right now. So Dogecoin is starting to break out. We're in a disbelief rally. As you can see, we're breaking out from the low of January of 2024 of roughly 7 cents. We're sitting at 8 cents right now. So Dogecoin, when Elon Musk starts to announce, on X.com, their everything like payments, and he integrates with crypto, do you think Dogecoin is going to be integrated? It's his favorite crypto. Of course it will. So Dogecoin is going to do very well, even regardless of the market cap being at $12 billion. When we click on market cap right here and we go to all, we can see at the all-time high, it was about $75 billion. We're sitting at 12 right now. So I think Dogecoin would be doing a 5 to 10x this bull run cycle. So you're still early for Dogecoin based on the psychology of a market cycle. So we're just going into disbelief. We're probably right around here right now. So Dogecoin might push up in the short term with the entire altcoin market cap. And then XRP will start to see its breakout as well too. And so for me, long term for XRP, I'm bullish. I think XRP is going to be passing its all-time high, but people think that when I say stuff like that it's going to happen tomorrow. Guys, I'm thinking 2025. We just started 2024. So have some patience here. And obviously, I don't have to lecture you here. You're a full-grown adult. But look at the patience that's taking place for what's happening in the tech space right now for stuff like this to come out. I mean, Apple's been around for 50 years, and now they're coming out with crazy stuff like this. And now Elon Musk has announced tonight that the first human implanted with Neuralink's brain chip has made a full recovery, and the patient is able to control a mouse using only their thoughts. So this is absolutely incredible. Now, it is kind of scary because I wouldn't personally want to plant something in my brain. The furthest extent that I would go is this headset, and even with this, I'm a little concerned about extended use for my eyesight. It kind of hurts my eyes a little bit, and I don't know, as it scans where I'm looking, for example, how crazy this is, guys. When I look at Connect right here and I pinch my fingers together, it shows it. And if I look anywhere on the chart, I can pinch and move, and I can even pinch and zoom in on the trading view. So I can make this as dynamic as I want. And I can look at the trend lines, and I can pinch the trend lines, and I can look anywhere and, double tap right here. It's kind of hard to use it sometimes because it's not 100% accurate, but you can see right here that if I'm able to do this with a headset like this, imagine what people are going to be able to do with the brain chip implanted in themselves. And so the future is going to be insane. And what this means is AI, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality projects, and other categories of crypto are going to absolutely explode. And if you guys want to see what projects those are and what cryptocurrencies I personally believe are going to make more millionaires than ever before over the next few years, then what you're going to want to do right now is go to bullrunners.com, where you can discover our top altcoin picks first. You can get early bird access to our financial education platform. All you have to do is click the button on the page, put in your best email address, click yes, give me instant access. You'll be instantly subscribed to our daily video newsletter, where we give you the best information to help you prepare for the worst that's yet to come in this economy. And also, you're going to get instant access to our private Telegram group, our exclusive community, and you're going to get early bird access when we drop our financial education platform. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. As always, you know what to do if you're feeling bullish. See, you can see how weird this looks on the camera right here, because it doesn't look like I'm holding anything up, but you can see from my point of view how awesome this is for videos like this. So I have a video coming relatively soon for you guys that I know you're gonna love, reviewing the Apple Vision Pro and showing you the future for content creation on the Bull Runners channel. So I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next video. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.